We grew up on television. The tube was our babysitter. Guide us through the tube. Moral by transmitter. This is where you go to get down to the know about great TV shows all on one show. It's time for some TGIF right here on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield.
Oh, hello. How is everyone doing? Happy Friday. We survived the week. Wonderful.
Kinda.
Simply wonderful. Well, you're still here, so you survived, clearly.
I think we kind of survived.
I want to bring something up. I've been trying to get more iodine in my diet, and I don't eat a lot of salt. So I tried this. It was recommended that seaweed is like a really great source of getting iodine in your diet. And so I ordered some of these Ocean's Halo seaweed snacks. And I would like to buy a small ladder and take a flight to whoever created this. I don't know who it is. And greet them at their door and hit them over the head with the ladder.
Oh,
Like Stewie did with Will Ferrell. This is the most disgusting stuff I've ever had in my mouth. And I've eaten bugs and a lot of raw stuff in my life. This is absolutely disgusting. It was like, you know those Listerine little strips that you can put in your mouth, you know, and they bond to your tongue and dissolve? Yeah, that's what this does, but it doesn't dissolve. It just clings to your tongue. And you're like,
I like the Listerine thing still.
And it tastes like old fish, not even new, fresh fish. It's just, I would like to punch the guy in the nuts or the woman in the boob who created these and tell them these exact words. No. Stop. This is just terrible.
In my experience, it's better to get Japanese seaweed treats. Those are the good ones.
Well, these are Japanese, made in Japan seaweed snack with ginger is the one. Ginger sesame is what I got. And it's cheaper because they didn't put it in a plastic tray to help save the planet. It's just fucking awful. It's really bad. And so before I threw these away, I wanted to, because I bought 5 of these things for 5 days to try them out. And I'm never going to have them again. Now, I like seaweed with sushi. And I thought, well, I enjoy it with sushi. I will enjoy this. No, I did not. I did not enjoy them at all. It was, in fact, I had, because I'm a completionist, I had to finish it. And I was really swallowing a lot of like air just to get through it because I was afraid I was going to throw up. It was so awful. So
you're so weird sometimes. I would never finish that if it's that gross.
I'm funny. I'm weird.
Yeah, you are.
I know that. And
I get sitting through the rest of the series that sucks because you're a completionist, but eating something that is so gross you're afraid to throw up, that's just weird.
It's also because of the fact that, you know, I'm like, maybe I'll start liking it with each bite. Maybe I'll get used to it. And I tried and I
Oh,
got all the way to the end and I was just swallowing air and I burped so much afterward. And I'm going to tell you something. Those burps were awful. They
yeah.
tasted terrible. They just tasted like that seaweed. And I'm so sorry I ever bothered with it. I really am. So I'm warning people, if you don't like a fishy aftertaste, don't try these. It's called Ocean's Halo seaweed treats. I'm like, first of all, you shouldn't be allowed to put the word treat on that.
No. That's betraying the customer. It's not a treat. It's a punishment.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to eat sushi more often. And I'll probably order like a couple times a week, get some sushi so I can
Yeah, but that's
get that
expensive,
seaweed.
right?
No, not really. And it's not a hot prepared meal. So, wow, my fucking phone. Can you hear that?
Yes,
Nope.
I could.
It is lighting up, man. It's right when the show starts is when it starts getting loud.
Let me guess. Pharmacy?
No, that was Venmo doing some sort of update. And I'm going to turn this shit down. So I'm sorry to say that Keith is not here. He had to take Mel for a medical procedure. Originally, he was planning to be here, but her ride fell through. And so he ended up being the one to take her. And there we go. Now it will not make any more noise. Salt and vinegar crisps. Yeah, I think there's just too much. I like, don't get me wrong, I like as we call them, French fries, done in the Coney Island style. They're really good. But no, I'm pretty much out when it comes to potato chips that do that. That's just way.
Oh, dude, those pickle flavored chips, they were so good.
You did like those, didn't you?
Yeah, I love pickles, and I do like potato chips, and I'm a salty person. So give me potato chips that taste like pickle. Oh my god, the chip was awesome.
I also wanted to show you guys that this came in the mail today. This is the Blade Runner White Dragon cut. It was shipped to me from Japan. There's the back. Here, let me enlarge. Let me engorge my image.
Like you're
I
not
hope
big enough
it's only the
already.
image.
Jesus.
I hope it's only the image.
Well, it's Blade Runner, so you know, no.
And I'm going to try to get my friend who did this movie cut to join us on a special showing. The problem is I have a Blu-ray player out there, but I don't have a Blu-ray player for my computer. So I've got to get a hold of a Blu-ray player so I can rip a copy of this so we can make, well, get a copy for Martin, and Martin can make his little film strip to show all the differences that he did in the.
Is there nobody in
special
Springfield who could do that for you?
I don't
Transfer
know.
it to a normal DVD?
John,
Just look
maybe.
It's
into
not
that.
something I. Bagaga, Patron?
Maybe John. But I don't
He's
know
not
if
in
he's.
Springfield, though. He's up north.
Oh,
You definitely should look into this before buying a whole device that you're probably only going to use that once.
You know, Tom, the Belgians are going to fucking hate me because I refer to them as French light.
I'm sorry, I tried. I'm giving up.
Yes,
way,
most states have a Springfield. In fact, there's one state that has 2 Springfields. And I'm like, how the fuck can you do that? Somebody fucked up.
anyway, speaking about Blade Runner, you know, I went out to this Iron Maiden concert midweek, and to my surprise, just before the band starts playing themselves, they opened the concert with the theme for Blade Runner.
Oh, nice.
And I was, oh, look at that.
So you had a
That's
good
pretty
time
cool.
there.
Did they have synthesizer or was it straight rock? What was it?
No. It was the soundtrack. It was.
Oh. I have not seen that in probably 30 years.
I haven't seen that.
The
Period.
Reincarnation of Peter Proud. That came out like 72, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't even born then. Which is no excuse because I've seen shit that is older. But
I'm going to look it up real quick. Find out what.
Tom says 75.
75. Okay. So I was already
he
living
owns
in Virginia when that came out. I just remember Michael Sarrazin was in it. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, they shot it in Springfield, Massachusetts. That's where they shot it. Springfield, Amherst, Goshen at Highland Lake, and Holyoke, Massachusetts. And then there were some exterior shots shot at the UCLA campus in LA. 1975. I remember that movie. Yeah, it's in one of the many Springfields in this country. It's like this Springfield's everywhere in this country. Springfield, Illinois, because I've lived there too.
Well, we have names for tiny villages here in Austria that just keep repeating. Like Neustadt, which just means new city or new village. Neudorf, same. There's just so many of them. People are not very creative when it comes to naming places.
I think that they're lazy.
Yeah.
Like my dad was when he named me Gary. I'm like, you
He
didn't get
just
enough
fucked
people
me.
saying your name wrong. You want to hand that down to somebody. But anyway, we're going to be talking about a classic film, The Forbidden Planet, or as they say in German, Der Verboten Planet.
Der verbotene Planet. That's what it should sound like, guys. But he's
Good.
trying.
Dude, I was so tempted to prank you
I'm
with,
not
a,
trying. I'm not trying.
with a background
Sometimes you are.
with the words in Spanish.
You should have done that.
There was a funny moment on a documentary I was watching last night. And this gentleman was talking about how he had worked in oil. Actually, it was the new TV show. That's what I saw it in. Talking about working in the Middle East. And he had learned to speak Arab. But because he spoke Arab in a Texas accent, they didn't know what the fuck he was saying. And that's how it is. You know, Americans, man, we got our own accent. And then people are like, why don't you pronounce the words the way we like them? It's like, because we're American.
Because we don't care.
I say that because I really don't give a shit. I don't want to offend people, but at the same time, don't fucking give me grief. You know, I'm doing my best.
You give me grief, you muffle.
Let's not go there.
I always compliment you privately about, I don't ever want to compliment you in front of people because that'll set a precedence that I don't know if I can live up to it. But no, you speak very good English. You struggle every once in a while, but the fact is you really speak very well.
No, my wife speaks very well.
Yes, I talked to your wife. She does speak English, but she's in that kind of business where, you know, it's important. You, on the other hand, you know, you came to this game late, you know?
Yeah, very late.
You were so lazy. You were like, you when you fled Venezuela, it's like, I don't want to have to learn a new language. I'm just going to move to Mexico.
No, to be honest, I wanted to go to Brazil.
Mm.
That
Well,
that was
Brazil
one of the
speaks.
options.
They speak
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mix between French and Portuguese, kind of.
And as
No,
I've
it's
said many a time, all Portuguese is retarded Spanish.
Or as my sister said, because my sister plays the cello, so her orchestra went on a tour once, and they did stop in Portugal. And she's been to Spain a couple of times. And when I asked her how it went there, how was it? She was like, "Man, that language is so weird. It sounds like drunk Spanish."
There you go. See,
to our international audience, I want you to know that I personally disavow the opinions of these two.
That wasn't my opinion. It was my sister's. So fuck you. But it is like that. I've been to Lisbon, and it's so weird.
well, he speaks Castilian Spanish
No, I wish.
because you have a Spanish accent, not a accent like you expect from someone that lives in Central America.
Because you're so accustomed to hear Mexican accent. But I wish I had the Castilian accent. Oh,
It sounds Castilian.
I'm
To
too
me.
lazy. I'm too lazy for it. To be honest,
That's why-
it requires a lot of effort.
It's why it's so easy for you to sound like Ricardo Montalban or what's his name, Antonio Banderas.
Well, and Antonio is from Spain, and Ricardo was from Mexico. So I
She
shouldn't
speaks.
sound like.
Um,
She speaks High German. She's from Austria. They look
there's a
down
big difference.
both globally and figuratively on Germany.
No,
Yeah,
we don't.
yes, you do. Yes, you
No,
do, and it's
we
and it's
just-
all because you have kangaroos.
Are you German, honey? Watch her get mad.
They
Fuck you guys. Stop giving me shit.
Herrick, my old friend, Herrick, and he's supposed to be Indian. Is the funny part.
Yeah, we had a Mexican nationalized American playing an Indian.
Okay.
Yeah, Can was from India, which when I saw how Cumberbatch, I remember I say, Can is from India. Cannot be. Cannot look like that. They whitewashing Can. Okay, we're ready to begin with the slideshow. Dude, the effects of this movie still holds up.
Right?
And
I was so
yeah,
impressed.
it's especially the spaceship. When the spaceship is flying through space, my God, that was 56. I don't believe it. Oh, I
the
love it.
credits like that.
Yes, they are so beautiful.
Yeah, nothing better than old school credits.
That's why I left so much of them in this one. I went
Oh.
even after that. I went and manually took screenshot because I was in love with this credits. But man, this is really the effects. The science is very credible, except for the part that flying at X time the speed of light. But I like that how they are going so fast that for they to even slow the ship, they have to dematerialize in cabins because it's not they will go splattered all over the cabin.
Well, that's just it, because a human being can't travel at the speed of light, because in order to travel at the speed of light, you have to become energy, and so that was one of their ways of getting around it, because it would absolutely destroy humans. So they put them in like that stasis. So because it doesn't say we can't go faster than the speed of light. It says we cannot go at the speed of light because you become energy. And so what this series or this film theorized is by guesstimates of, because these theories were already available out there from Einstein. It was to make them because this looks like the transporter from Star Trek, by the way.
Yep.
It does.
I love that.
No, what I got for this is the way to deal with inertia, with the deceleration of the ship.
Well, in space, they really wouldn't feel that unless they hit an atmosphere. Because any gravity they have in there is imitation gravity.
This was before
it makes more sense that when you think about it, that it's because humans cannot reach or decelerate at the speed of light.
Well, nothing can achieve speed of light, only light.
That we know of so far. That's why folding space is so probable and likely that we'll be able to do that.
We have theorized this absolutely untested, unfound, just theoretical particles called tachyons that can only exist at speed beyond of the speed of light.
Now, again, just like with Star Trek, because he was absolutely inspired by this film in so many ways. The dynamic relationships, the saucer. In fact, some of the early ideas was that the saucer section, or as they designed the Enterprise, once they came up with that one, that became what we love and know. The saucer section would detach and would go down to the planet was the original idea. And that's why if you look at the model, even in the models they still produce today of the original Star Trek Enterprise, there are these little forms on there that have this shape that go up part of the indentation of the ship. And that was the original landing gear for the saucer section. By the way, that's Oscar Goldman from $6 Million Man, Richard Anderson.
Is this the Star Trek pilot? Yeah, you're not wrong.
Between the captain, the dog, and Jerry, they have the Trinity. Except that they killed Jerry. And welcome, Larry. Yes, you could say that. Even I don't know the name of the episode, but do you remember when we see Dr. Cochrane for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I used to know that.
It's the same thing.
It's where they're having war games. Yeah.
Yeah. No. When Cochrane, the inventor.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the wrong person. I'm sorry, Cochrane.
Yes.
With the entity is keeping him alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
His house is so much like this one.
I used to know the name of that episode. I forgot.
Yeah, he played the monster in one of the Night Stalker films. I think he was the Night Strangler. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back.
Man, this looked like Russian semen.
Ew.
See,
what?
Men with the uniform.
God, Gary, mind out of the gutter.
No.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
Now, I do want to point out that Robbie the robot in this was not just an inspiration for the robot in Lost in Space, but it was actually designed by the same Japanese designer. He made both robots. And so it's kind of cool that Robbie the Robot would make an appearance on Lost in Space.
Yes, it did. I think it appeared more than one. I may be wrong. Now, I would like to say that is not Leslie Nielsen. That is Enrico Palazzo.
By the way, in the film, there's this line delivered by the doctor, the ship's doctor, who describes their C-57D Starship weapon capacity. He describes it as 3 billion electron volts, which isn't really very much. A mosquito puts out more than that when flying. It's like,
Okay.
that's not powerful. Sounds powerful. It's not.
Yes, it did. And
Yep.
Robbie was evil
Why? What happened?
And robot
because
good.
it wasn't Robbie. It's just the same prop, but it's not the same character.
Yeah, it's the same
Mm.
suit, but he was a different character.
And of course, he was the nemesis of Robot.
Now, I will point out that if you look at the background right now, it's an odd painting because the paintings of the time that went into the poster actually had Robbie carrying her for some reason, even though in the film he picks up one of the crew.
The Doctor. I think it's the Doctor.
I can't remember which one. We'll see.
Yes, the Doctor in the third act. I don't.
This is so cool. Just so you know, all the animation in this film is hand drawn. The effects there were hand painted, as well as the laser beams and the id creature that we finally see later. And one of the early ideas we were watching the making of for the id creature was to actually take Walter Pidgeon's face and turn it into a monster. And it's like, holy crap, that would have been terrifying to a 1956 audience. They would have lost their shit.
Yeah, but
mutation.
I'm happy. But it would have thrown the twist out of it. It would have been too easy for the audience to figure it out.
I like
Not to
this
mention-
effect here.
Oh, yes. I saw. Oh, let me rephrase that. Last night was the first time I saw this movie.
Oh, you'd never seen it before this.
Oh no.
So did you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it, man. I did love it. And of course, having seen Robbie as an evil robot first, I spent the whole movie giving the stinky eye to this robot. This mofo is going to betray them. This mofo is going to betray them. But no. Yeah, it was a shocker seeing Leslie Nielsen with non-white hair for the first
Yeah,
time
right.
in my
I've never
life.
seen him that young.
It's so funny that we know him more today from his comedies and the fact that yes, he was actually a dramatic actor when it started. But even this one, you can tell he can be cheeky with his humor.
Mm.
That backdrop painting is still at the studio. See if I can find that, because I do have a photo. I showed it to Anima one day.
Look, they have a raptor claw in their caps.
Also, the backdrop and all of the matte paintings used in this film were painted by astronomical artist Chesley Bonestell, who is a master at creating outer space images. That one, that's a painting he did. Pause for a second here so I can show this image. This is the backdrop today. It's still there.
Still looks good.
Big ass painting.
Oh, we
Yeah.
have Penny in the
Once-
house.
Once he started doing comedy, that's all he could do. His last serious film was in one of the short stories from the second film, I think, Something to Tide You Over, Stephen King. Is that the first movie or the second movie?
Don't
Not
know.
Creepshow. Yeah, Creepshow.
Dude, imagine
Well, that was a question Martin, I was kind of hoping you might know. No? All right.
no.
I'll look it up.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm having some problems. I'm here.
Yeah, it was the first Creepshow. He played Richard Vickers and against Ted Danson, and both of them were going to do comedy. Hey, Century Shape Media, what's up today, man? I love to see that James Hong horror mask. Also, going into production, the cast was told, this is not a B movie. This is a serious movie. Play your characters to your best ability. Be serious. So this is an A production.
Dude, if I were to remake this movie, I will cast Pierce Brosnan in a heartbeat, like as Morbius.
Be good as Morbius.
Well, in a making of documentary, they called it super science fiction.
The budget for the film was approximately $1.968 million, almost $2 million. And that's $1956.
That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
You better take it seriously.
Yeah, the initial release and then the worldwide release, they made 2.7 million on the domestic release. The worldwide was $4.2 million. So it was definitely a success.
We have Colonizer Jeebus
What's up, Jeebus?
Hi, Jeebus.
asking if this is Lost in Space. No, but it's the beginning of Lost in Space.
And Star Trek.
Definitely Star Trek.
Yeah, they get startled. They get startled fairly easily.
Oh, and we have the first break-in.
There we go. First breach.
Let me see. Do we have something here? No. Okay, for you, awesome one.
Pam, why do you have underpants with a Swiss flag on them?
Swiss? Those aren't Swiss. Those are, they're from the Red Cross. They're defective. Anyway, me safe house, A2 safe house. I'm gonna check the back door.
Defective.
Yeah, basically, this movie cost $22 million by today's dollar. And they made back 16, 32 million, over 32, but closer to probably 33 million. Yeah, hence the Freud's theory of the id, our subconscious.
Idea that was recycled later by Marvel in the form of Onslaught, who was the subconscious frustration of Professor X. Professor X. Oh, dude, we have to do Colossus, the Forbidden Project.
That's been brought up before. I agree. It's a solid sci-fi film.
Well,
And
we still have a
oddly,
little
really
time
not remembered.
in November.
Hmm.
We could do that next Friday.
And
I'd
you do
love to
well,
do-
Tom Baker. You do well.
Yeah.
Neither am I. I'm a Jungian.
I thought you were an American.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were Catholic would have been an even better joke.
Thinking of it, yeah.
So
Yeah, what?
you're working on it, Martin. You're doing good.
You don't tell me what to do. Oh my!
I love the young ones.
Now this mofo, he's not happy only to pursuing the girl, but he cockblocks the captain in the worst manner. He trash talks him.
Yeah. And clearly she's already into him. And by the way, she was in her mid-20s when she played this part. She's not as young as she looks.
Yeah, I think I calculated that by the movie, the character should have been 19 years old.
She would have been a teenager.
She looks so young.
Yeah, because Morbius, I think he said that his wife passed away 20 years ago.
So she must be 20 at least.
Yeah,
Looks like 16. That's probably because she's a dancer. They tend to look young. Because they're tiny and skinny.
There, I just made a joke
Yeah.
off talking about young. There you go. The young ones.
Reed was faster than you.
No, he said that before.
dude, the way in which they made that scene with her and the tiger.
Oh,
Of course, if you look closely, you can see the rotoscoping lines, but man, that looks too good for that era of cinema.
A lot of times, all they do is they just do a split screen,
Yep.
same way as you do like it when you're playing two characters. And that's just it. It's her innocent naivety that makes her able to have that.
I'm surprised she's not scared by seeing these people, because all she's ever seen was the animals on the planet and her father. She doesn't know other beings.
And in the end, because she begins to have adult passions.
Oh, it's so funny
the
when
tiger doesn't the tiger doesn't recognize her anymore.
I think there's jealousy involved as well, because animals can get jealous.
I think that it's just simply it's letting you know she's not the same person anymore because of the impact of them being there. It's changed her.
But it's really funny when he kisses her and tries to get her to feel something, and she's all stiff and wooden and nothing happens.
I don't understand what's so awesome about that. I just don't like it, she says. But then she kisses Leslie Nielsen, and then all of a sudden firecrackers are going off in her pants.
Needs to be the right person.
Oh, Penny is here. Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny. And Adega. And Reed.
Oh, hey, Adega. Well, I knew about Reed. I said hi to Reed.
I just saw him, but I'm doing stuff. So.
Yeah, I had mentioned it because Martin hadn't listed him yet. I said Reed by Nature is here too in the private chat.
You don't need to throw me under the bus.
Boy, she looks like a giant forehead right there. Good God.
It's because her hair is so high.
Mm-hmm. God damn, the 1950s and those fucking pompadours. You may call me Robbie. That scene. Again, all that stuff in the background and around the ship is like some of the foreground rocks are hand painted by Chesley Bonestell. By the way, the actor who is walking around with the sailor cap, that's Earl Holliman, best known for Policewoman TV series. He was one of her partners.
I never saw that one.
Angie Dickinson.
Hardly comes to 10 tons. Oh, thank you, mother.
And she wears those dresses pretty tight. And by the way, this film also predicted miniskirts, because miniskirts didn't come out until the 60s. There he is, Richard Anderson. Oscar Goldman. The props look really cool in this. There he is. That's Earl Holliman. And I love it, man. He's like, can you give me some more hooch? Here it is. And he starts dumping it into his chest. He's got some sort of input area on the robot. So he dumps it in there. He's like, hey, man. He starts to lose it. Just for cooking purposes.
Yeah. But he got 60 gallons of it.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
very happy about that.
He's almost out. That bottle's like over half empty. He just dumps it in. Like, hey, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a can opener to you. I love that line. But then he cheers up when he says, how many gallons do you need, robot?
Yes. And
you're the most
Robbie,
understanding soul I've ever met up with.
Robbie is not just a robot. It's the precursor of the idea for the the doohickeys in Star Trek that materialize things. Replicator.
Yeah, replicator. Right.
He has a replicator built in.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
The scary part is where it's at. It's right in his crotch for some reason.
At least it's not in the back door.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's not getting anything from this girl. She's like, I'm not feeling anything. Maybe I'll do better. She's like, nah, nothing. Watch that leg go up when she kisses fucking Leslie Nielsen. No stimulation. Mm-hmm. Also, the symbol that they wear is very similar thematically to that of in Star Trek, wearing the emblem on their uniforms. It's another thing that they kind of borrowed from them. I think you can go the fuck back.
It's called horniness, honey. We haven't seen a woman in a year.
What's up, Andy?
Hey, Andy. At some
24.6.
Not 90, but at some point you feel like there are more than 18 crew members. Not that I was counting or anything.
And now you can tell she's into him because she's mad. How dare he? Can't believe he said that to me.
And I like how did that know? So, yeah. The father knows. She likes him, and he's fine with it.
That plant in the background looks like something designed by the stepmom in Beetlejuice.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I don't want to be killed by my own art. That was one of my favorite scenes when she almost gets killed by her own piece.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Tom. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna make her a new outfit.
One that pleases the captain.
One that looks really good on her.
Star sapphires. She just have like all these gems.
But if he can make them, some just take longer. He can replicate everything. And he's making that awesome dress overnight.
It's not one of my favorite films, but it's a very good film, Giant.
Hello, National Trails.
I have
Earl Hallman,
some-
you know, is building a career, man. Yeah, I love the id monster. And by the way, the sound that's used for the id moving around is identical to the sound that's used when Gort's going into the ship in Day the Year Stood Still. And in the documentary I watched, it pointed out that a lot of the sounds were made by musicians, but they weren't given credit as musicians. And so they couldn't win an Oscar.
Yeah, because they didn't use musical instruments per se. Oh, and I can assure you, something like that is gonna happen when the first movie with the soundtrack made by AI get released.
And I love that area where they have to go to be held inside of an energy beam. It looks exactly like a transporter. I just can't believe how much that looks like that. You can see all the things that inspired Roddenberry for his series. And interestingly, they didn't even have transporters early on. Once they built the Enterprise, the basic design, they had originally planned, as I said, to land like the saucer does in this, but it became financially impractical. So they had to find a cheaper way. And so they came up with the idea of using transporters, which just clearly, for obvious reasons, look exactly like those pads inside the ship.
And thank God for that, because that has driven crazy scientists for decades trying to achieve that.
And the horrifying part of it in Star Trek is that it works very much like the same way that the magic trick does with Hugh Jackman in was it The Illusionist? Was that the film that he did with Christian Bale? What was that film?
No, the Illusionist was the other one. It's not the Prestige.
There we go, The Prestige. And it literally is killing you when it transports you. You're not really alive. You are being turned into particles. So you're being ripped apart and then put back together on the other side as a whole new version of you. It's like, when you think about the implications, you understand why Dr. McCoy didn't like it.
Yeah.
By the way, that is one of my favorite films right there. Bad Day at Black Rock. I love that fucking movie.
Good question.
Not that I
Was
know
it?
of.
He was doing film and TV at the time. I'm kind of surprised he wasn't.
That could have been a very good question for Keith.
He would have said the same thing I did.
maybe we'll. I don't know.
Her
Man.
fake naked suit is so cool. She's wearing a bathing suit that's flesh colored.
We have here.
Yeah, Lee Marvin and Borgnine working for the bad guy in that film. Absolutely. And I want to read this to you because it's in the private chat. In the authorized biography of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry, biographer David Alexander notes that Forbidden Planet was an inspiration for Star Trek and quotes a memo by Roddenberry in which he explicitly avoids copying the mechanics of Forbidden Planet's spaceship, but hopes for it to, quote, stimulate our own thinking, end quote.
Well, Lost in Space surely copied the model of the spaceship in the navigation center.
Well, in the same way the crew works, and also they're clearly Navy, just like in this film as they are in Star Trek.
Has anyone mentioned how pretty she is?
I haven't, but
She's gorgeous. But she looks like she's 16.
and this was, by the way, historically, it is the first science fiction film to receive an A-list production budget. And now,
Here comes
because
the
she's got
tiger.
those hormones going, Tiger doesn't know her anymore. There's almost now,
And it has
even though
to
this
die,
is
and that made me sad.
this is based on, well, it's a loose adaptation of The Tempest by Shakespeare, where Morbius is clearly Prospero, and but I see a little bit of a hint of Adam and Eve here, that Eden turns against her because she's changed. Now, I will also let you know that the soundstage that this was shot on is the exact same soundstage that was used for Wizard of Oz. What was that to, Martin? I didn't. What did that go
Yes,
to? What was,
Tom Baker, I assume he's telling that, yes, there was a little of Adam and Eve and a little of the other thing that you were.
yeah, they're
talking
inspired by a
previously.
lot of different things, but you can see the clear themes and plots from Shakespeare's Tempest. Also, the idea of what the shape of these aliens is like, what the fuck were they that they had doors shaped like that? And that he points out later when he shows them the device that connects to the head, that it was made for a much larger head. Yeah, they're clearly not as powerful as like a Star Trek phaser. I love that painting in the background, once again painted by Chesley Bonestell.
It reminds me of the Ready Room of Picard.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's right.
Also on the their ship, they have a view screen, but they don't call it a view screen. They give it a weird name. View plate.
Yeah. And
I'm
it's
like,
not in the bridge precisely.
it's offset from the bridge.
Mhm.
And there were some early designs that had the Enterprise as two tiers when they started pushing towards the Star Trek Phase 2. The designs had two-tier bridge, which is very close to what they have in this. It's basically explaining that the Krell lived below ground, that their cities are still there. Anything above ground was destroyed by nature. Because apparently the planet is like, it's really a violent planet.
But that
Where they're
garden
at
is so
is
pretty.
it's a protected oasis. Yeah.
Oh
By the
no,
way-
Tim is here.
By the
I
way,
have to play the video.
hold on, that garden, they filmed The Wizard of Oz 17 years earlier on the same stage, and they reused parts of the Munchkin scenes for the garden.
Interesting.
It was all still available.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that's what they
Okay.
should do today. Reuse sets instead of just destroy them or sell them. I hate that they do that. All right, give him his video before he starts whining.
Yes, man.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
There you go.
Now, test audiences isn't a new thing. They've done test audiences since there was film. And I mean, you realize we're at over 100 years for cinema. It's amazing. Filmmaking is over 100 years old. But they had a test audience for this film, and the audience reacted so positively to the first cut of the film, they released it as is.
Yeah, they didn't need to make any changes. I don't know what they would have changed. It's perfect.
It is. It's a perfect film. Very well done, well directed. The sounds, even though, yes, it's dated, I don't care, man. I fucking love it.
Yeah. The name rings a bell, but I wouldn't know.
A little odd bit of information is the actor that was hired to play Robbie the Robot, Frankie Darrow, because he's short stature, so he could fit inside the suit more easily. He got fired. They had to find another person to take him because he had one too many martinis for lunch. Almost
What an
broke
idiot.
prop.
That was a fucking
Oh.
expensive prop.
That is a no-no.
How
By the
can
way,
how can you get drunk at lunch when you work with such an expensive thing? That was stupid.
yeah, well. We have a question for you, boss, from Tim. There you go.
So is Debbie Does Dallas is a perfect film? I'm not sure if that's a question or a statement because it's got is in there twice. Tim.
That is not Frank Drebin, that is Enrico Palazzo.
Rico. This was his film debut, by the way. This is his first movie.
Yeah, how old was he?
He was in his 20s.
He looks so young. I almost didn't recognize him. Had I not seen his name in the titles at the beginning, I wouldn't even have recognized him because I was looking for him and I was like, I guess that's him. So young.
Dude, that is,
TGIF
is-
was
that is
operating
correct, Reed.
Nice one, Reed.
EUI while operating a Mac. You're damn right. So, again, they reached out to Disney Studio for the animation for this film. So all of the animation in the film is done by hand. And Joshua Meter is a Disney artist that they brought on board to do all of it. He did 29 animation effects depicting laser beams and other forms of visual energy throughout the film. And by the way, Robbie the Robot, when he the costume was sold back in 17 at one of the Christie's what do you call them,
Auctions.
And it sold for more than the Maltese Falcon bird. I think it was like over $5 million for it. 5.7. And the Maltese Falcon sold for 4. It's one of the most expensive products ever sold. I hadn't either, and I was so glad that I got to watch it with Anima, because it was just like, oh man, I just love this movie so much.
I love watching stuff with Gary when it's been so long for him that he just discovers new stuff.
Watching it again for the first time. That miniskirt thing I was talking about earlier, that this was the first time one was ever worn. And
Spain wasn't happy.
60s. So this was something new. And oddly, it is why the movie was banned in Spain until like 1967. I think that's when they finally premiered in Spain.
Well, the government was too strict to allow it. Franco,
Hi, Vinkman's girl.
Hi, Venkman's girl. Oh, she's early.
And by the way, there were actors that did appear on there. In particular, Warren Stevens, who plays the ship's doctor, was on Star Trek in the 60s. He was in the episode By Any Other Name.
I can picture him.
And by the way, another bit of trivia for Star Trek: the designation number for the Enterprise 1701
Oh yes, it's mentioned
comes
here.
from the clock when they enter the orbit is 1701. 1700 hours and 1 minute.
Nice.
Free Rock Creations in the house.
And by the way, like I said, that's the same studio where they shot Wizard of Oz, but this film at that point was the largest use of studio space by MGM to date. And they used over 89,000 square feet in the studio for this movie. Now, a lot of these are Chesley Bonestell matte paintings mixed in, because they're just walking on a concrete ground there at the studio, and everything else is painted and then animated from behind. It's just phenomenal how they pulled off the effects on this. Yes, I love Mysterious Island. It's a good film. And just like with Mysterious Island, I'm also a big fan of the original Disney-produced Swiss Family Robinson.
This scene, this inspiration for the great machine in Babylon 5.
I always found this scene funny. You can look at an exact
A replica,
reflection,
but not the real thing.
but not look at the real thing. You can look at its reflection. I'm like, they should have found a better way of explaining that, because looking at a reflection of the sun's still going to fucking blind you.
Yep. That was goofy.
Well, but you can see the reflection is toned down in brightness.
It's toned down. It's not as bright, but they should have had a better explanation than just a reflection. And there they are. Those are the perimeter gates. It's weird seeing actors of the 50s, most of them gone, like Richard Jekyll and Doug McClure. You mean Troy McClure? You might remember me from such films as Mommy, What Happened to Daddy's Face? That's an actual quote from Simpsons.
The Simpsons. Yes,
Troy McClure. I am Troy McClure. My name is Phil Hartman. Him and his fucking boobs. It's fucking Souse with the robot. Nice.
Look at that.
That's I know. Look at all those bottles. That's 60 gallons. So I want to point out that even the worst season of the original series is 1,000 times better than anything produced by Abrams and
Kurtzman.
Alex Kurtzman.
His name shouldn't be mentioned when you talk about Star Trek.
Yeah, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't go after Adolf. I would go after Kurtzman and JJ.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I top them off as toddlers. No. There's the id. There it is. The animation on this is so fucking awesome.
It is. I didn't even know how they do shit like that until Gary told me. I had no idea.
Oh,
you do that by hand.
Get the hell out of here. I didn't know that. That's cool, Tim. Thank you. Wow. I love the footprints left by the id creature. Of course, I see our good friend D-Buds here and Tree Rock Creations. Good to see you guys. I love the way they did the step effect, too. This is great stuff. Yeah, and then they hear the scream. And one of the scariest parts of the story for me is the fact that Walter Pidgeon's character, can't control this thing, his id. It's out of control.
Without knowing it, that's what scares me. He doesn't.
He can't stop it. He can't do anything about it. I mean, when he figures it out, when he finds out, when they explain to him what's going on, and he's the one responsible, he can't stop it to the point where it's going to kill him.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I think that it kills him, and that is why everything stops.
It's why he dies. Yeah, he dies. He doesn't die immediately, but when he dies, it all ends.
That's when science fiction turns into horror.
And it is one of the horror elements of this story, because I think horror can be in anything. Horrific moments. And I consider that one of the most horrific moments in science fiction history. Yeah, now that dress, yeah. That one gets my attention.
Well, at least I think they're an item at this point.
Oh, they're clearly, I've even suspect they've probably done the dirty deed at this point. And but anyway, I do want to point out one of the cool things about this film, beyond the fact that Chesley Bonestell did those matte paintings. A lot of people don't know that the underside of the ship was full built, but not the top. So whenever you see the top of the ship, if it's not the miniature, It is a matte painting by Chesley Bonestell.
Look at that.
That's right.
I
He's in the
always-
original film. He played Nelson in the film. Replaced later on the TV show because he wasn't interested in doing TV, nor could they afford him. The weird part of this, I'm going to pause this just for a second, is that if the creature had a curved claw like that for its
They
toe,
wouldn't know.
they wouldn't be able to get a cast of that, because when it stepped into the hole and then pulled its foot up, that curve inward, that convex part of the turn would have ripped up the sand underneath its feet.
Yeah, that
Because
has
it's
to
curved and it pulls the earth up with it. And so I always, like, as an adult, I noticed that going, they didn't think of that. That's really weird. They didn't think of that when they made it.
maybe someone did, and someone just told him, "Shut up, man! This is a
It's
movie."
just a fucking movie.
Check your
It's
brain.
like, well, you don't
At the door.
understand. There are kids out there with high IQs that's going to notice this.
Yes, the giant raptor. I'm game, Tim. I love that movie. The story. I have the book.
The movie book title, that was fully fucking perfect for a porn. You don't get a better title than that.
Yes.
Star Trek TMP transporter malfunction scene scared me as a kid. Oh my god, yeah, dude. When they get inverted, I'm like, fucking you, fuck
Oh
you.
my
'Cause I saw-
god. Yeah.
because there were more
Horrible.
images of that we got a hold of through Starlog that weren't in the actual movie, and I'm like, that's scary as shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I don't want to be transported.
I read a
But
book
it's
where
not
it had this-
teleportation. It is not teleportation. It is breaking every single molecule in your body apart, transporting that by beam,
And then reassembling
and
it.
then reassembling it on the other side. That means you are fucking dead in mid-transport. You don't
Yeah.
exist anymore.
Now, listen to this. Not only those people have to short-lived experience of being extruded, but it was instantly. All that pain, instantly.
All at once.
Jeebus is being so nice to me again.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, such a good guy.
You know, he only does that because he wants your attention.
Yep.
I know.
And by the way, I have tried to convince her to watch Arachnophobia with me, and she won't do it.
Fuck no. That's
Because
right.
I love
on
that movie, and
top
I
of-
want to cover it one day because it's a
That
fun
is
movie.
on top of the hard no list, and it's never going to change.
By the way, I like the movie Moon.
Yeah,
It's a very good science fiction film.
And it's in the list. I remember you put it on the list.
Yeah, and by the way, make note of Moby Dick, because I really do think that would be a good one.
Yes,
and
it
do you
will.
know what that's called on Moby Dick? It's called a dork. There's some science for you today.
Hey, John. Nice to see you.
Hey!
Hey, John. And by the way, Bones was not fucking happy about that.
About what?
So we've had 2 backdoor breaches. You want to get them? Or we have a chance?
2?
Martin?
Yeah,
Okay.
we
we've
just had
2.
another one. Yeah.
Yep, it's 2.
We addressed the first one, but the second
Hey,
one.
John, do you know
Needs to be-
anybody in Springfield that can rip a Blu-ray? Because I don't have a Blu-ray player on my computer. In fact, there's no. All I have is CD-ROM that plays DVDs. But I got this new Blu-ray that I have to get a ripped copy of so we can cover it on the film. It is the White Dragon Cut Blade Runner. It's 5th version, final version.
Okay. So I have for whom is this bridge?
Wait, I
The most
think.
recent one is Wade, and then there was one earlier. I think Deepa did it.
No, but the first one is has been handled. So
Yes.
this one,
Oh, did we do it?
here
Oh,
we
okay,
go.
so-
Right?
okay.
Like, wouldn't you know that back door would trigger a trap door? Yeah.
The first one got the Archer breach.
Yes.
You watching the show that you're doing?
That movie is so bad, though. I would never do it unless we're making fun of it. And on that one, I will tell you right now, Tim, I would want to riff the shit out of it. And we need to do that one on Rumble and do a watch along over on Discord.
Speaking of
So,
Rumble,
I can
Los
talk
Spec
shit over that
Linux
movie.
is watching us from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't see him in the chat.
in
We
Rumble chat.
still don't have Rumble.
It's the Rumble chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still don't have that. That sucks.
When are you coming back to Springfield? Anytime soon?
Oh, he just finished his first
Yeah, I read. That's
draft.
really cool.
Oh,
And he's telling us through a breach. I love it. Love your style,
Look.
John.
okay. This is for you, John.
Open your back door, baby. Loosen your hinges, I'll show you my key.
All right. Yeah, I remember him in the 1998 version. Not a fan of it, but yeah.
It's on the track, but it still has a long way to go.
And now I will point out that the original Moby Dick came out in 1956, same year as this. And I am a big fan of that film. Excuse me. John Huston directed it. And it's one of his, I love John Huston as a director, I really do. But that is also written by, screenplay, adapted by Ray Bradbury.
Oh,
A lot of people don't know that.
no. Now, Moby Dick was, I think, the first novel I ever read, and I still hold that same copy in my library.
Black Beauty was the first
Oh,
book I
nice.
ever read on my own. The first book I ever read on my own was Black Beauty. But I will say that Moby Dick was the first book I was made to read in school.
I don't even remember what was my first.
Read
book.
it in middle
I've always
school.
been reading.
Had to write an essay or whatever about it. And I didn't understand the themes of that thing when I read it. Later, I when I was in college, I revisited it, and I'm like, holy crap. There are great religious allegories within this story that I didn't quite. I was,
Well-
as smart as I was as a kid, I did not catch those.
Well, they even have the St. Elmo's fire in the ship, so the how is it called? The fire that do not consume things. How is that you call it in English?
St. Elmo's fire, you said? What?
Yeah,
I don't know.
the flames that do not consume anything. They have a name in Spanish. Is fuego fatuo. I don't know how it's said in English.
I don't know. I'm not sure when I'm going to. Okay. Moby Dick, that's like you said, an adult film title. It really is. It's like that. The title of that book was made to be a fucking porn title.
Okay, look at this.
Oh, I would
Uh,
not
this-
mind doing that at all, Tim. I would not mind because I'm notorious for riffing films, seeing them in the theater. I went to see what was it? The fourth Dirty Harry film, and Sandra Locke is the psycho killer in it that's avenging herself on people that harmed her when she was younger and her sister.
Sudden Impact.
Sudden
I
Impact.
think.
Yeah, Sudden Impact. And I'm watching the movie, and every single time she would say the line, "You remember that night under the boardwalk?" I would go, "Boardwalk, boardwalk."
You're so insensitive, Gary.
It caused people in the theater to laugh. Nobody got mad at me. Said anything. Just fucking, it's like so weird. That night under the boardwalk, boardwalk. It's a classic song, Anima, if you've never heard of it. Under the boardwalk, down by the CE. I've had a few of those, Jeeves. A few boardwalks. Tell you what, what will unbore a walk? Lightning. Hey, Low Spec Linux, how you doing, man?
Pidgeon platforms.
What we need to look into doing, Martin, is to put the chat live on the show, because there's supposed to be a way to do that. I don't know if it's something that you can do if you have OBS.
Yeah, but remember that OBS is a pain. It can show you. It can show only you.
Well, there sure are a lot of boob shapes in this movie.
Well, you see, people see what they want to see.
I love the 4-prong laser gun. That's pretty cool. It's got that square shape and the prongs in each corner. Fires bolts
that converge. Oh, you can see the inspiration of the turbo lasers.
I would never riff that movie. I would not. Filter Casino does what? Riff? What, riffing?
Maybe he's talking about the bringing up the Rumble chat.
Oh, yeah. He's trying to say that
I don't know.
You can't do it, but Culture Casino can do it, and he's a boomer. But technically, you're a boomer. No, you're ex-gen.
Yeah.
Gen X.
No, I'm from '73.
I'll never get those generation kind of things. I don't even know what I am.
I am just before Gen X.
You're at the tail end of Gen X.
I don't want to be on any tail end. Fuck that.
Well, that's...
no, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
let's move on. Let's move on.
Just let it slide.
Social Stream Ninja.
You're not helping.
Yeah, Social Stream Ninja and both Rumble and YouTube chat on the screen. I think that's the one I looked up before, Martin. Ninja, Stream Ninja. I think that we talked about this one before. I'm going to say this, and I don't ever want to have to tell you guys this again. I'm an eye and nose guy, but I do like butts. I love a butt on a woman. I just like butts. I like touching butts.
I'm not going to say anything.
And with that, you just said everything.
Yes.
I know.
Totally touched her butt. I did. She's got a soft butt. It's nice.
Shut up.
Don't tell her I said that, guys. Between you guys and me.
A gentleman never tells, so now we know Gary's not a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman, but I'm also an
a
asshole.
long time ago.
I'm like 50-50. 50-50 awesome, generous, and gentle man, and 50% complete dick asshole.
Yeah.
Which I think is ironic, a dick and an asshole. I like butt plugs, and I cannot lie.
Oh my God, no.
Guys.
No.
When that song came out, I went, that's true. It's true.
Mike, jump in, man. If you can, of course.
Yeah, get on here. Guys, we found underwear a couple weeks ago, and it just came up today in the kitchen. And I said, man, I bet that's the weirdest thing you ever found, right? To the cleaning woman. And she looks at me and says, no. Do you want to know what the weirdest thing was that I ever found cleaning the store? And I'm like, I'm not sure. And she tells me it's a butt plug. In a fucking electronics store. I mean, who walks around with that in their pocket to begin with? But yeah.
Are you sure you're not selling that one in the electronics store?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Well, low spec Linux, Ninja works with OBS. There's a version of it that works specifically with OBS. So that's how I know it. I'd looked it up before because I want to find a way to where we can share the chat from Rumble on here because I think it's stupid that we don't have it.
Look what Reed has to say.
Yeah, can you actually return a butt plug? I don't know if that's possible.
Let me
It didn't
just say
feel
this.
right.
One of my jobs is to deal with the returns that we get, like things that people don't want and sent back, or that get sent back by the delivery service because they couldn't deliver them. So we had a pain in the ass that was a foot bath, like a plastic thing where I think it even had like a whirlpool that thing in, and we got that sent back. The customer didn't want it. It was dirty and it stank. And it kept going back and forth because we kept sending it back, telling them that's a hygiene product. We cannot take that back. You used it. They kept sending it back, insisting on we sent them the money back. So that would be in that category. Hygiene products. We don't do refunds on that.
Oh, conceal and carry. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, you need to be on this show more. It's more fun with you.
Do you need a link? You should have a link.
Thanks from Martin and me.
It is funny when he's on, and he did his own show. He just finished. You know, he's not streaming an hour before we do because he doesn't know how to schedule.
Halen places here, and they arrive at the precise time to say, "Oh."
Welcome to the channel, I guess. We do shit like that.
Hey!
Oh, I didn't even have to tell him in Arnold this time.
Oh, fine.
Good boy. Good boy.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I just came at the perfect time talking about butt plugs and all that kind of stuff. So
that's what
Why
made
not?
you come on. Okay.
Yes, it was the butt plug thing. So
Oh, now you have to do a transbot. Mike, you have to design a transbot that is a butt plug.
Oh,
butt
God.
plug. Yes, transforming butt plug. Main weapon is the French tickler.
Thank God I do not know what you're talking about.
That's okay. You will. You
Oh
will.
my
Oh no.
Don't threaten us.
You
know we can
will
kick you.
be.
I'm
You
scared.
will be.
I'm so scared.
Oh my God, that was perfect.
I thought so.
Yeah. It was so good that you'd almost think that he gets paid to do voice work.
I know. So gonna get into that more.
So remember
I
that
gotta
time that Mike came on the show and he got really awesome? Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Pepperidge
Well-
Farm remembers.
I remember a certain gaming show where you played Call of Duty and Mike came on and all of a sudden it turned so gay. That was the best Call of Duty stream ever. You two guys just
It was funny.
Oh man.
Hi, today I'm Keith.
Oh my, yeah, I saw that coming in and I was like, what the fuck is that? That's new.
I used it yesterday, and I said, "That's right. Today I'm Al Sharpton." I love love
With
making
sheer-
racist jokes that make Keith laugh.
Sheer
That you do all
perfection.
the time.
Yeah.
It's clear
Ah.
that I am not, but the fact is that I do that, and it makes him laugh.
Oh
Just
man.
cheers me up.
Oh,
I do have, because we're asking some funny words, and we're gonna get claimed for this. I don't really fucking care. I'm gonna play this clip because it's bad German, and that makes me laugh because Anima will criticize it when it's done. It's 43
Exactly.
seconds of one of my favorite scenes with Steve Martin and Carl Reiner.
Valet or butler?
And what would you have me become, Herr Field Marshal?
What?
I said, what position could I hold in your new order?
Juliet, what are you saying? He's a Nazi. Don't beg a Nazi.
Could I be your Heinemarker Frau?
Yeah, you could be that.
What is that? What is it?
Tell him what it means. Heinemarker Frau.
Heinemarker Frau. It means she could be my cleaning woman.
Cleaning woman!
Oh,
That movie is
man.
so stupid and funny. I had to
Oh,
adjust
no.
your boobs. They went all out of whack when you fell. We got to do that movie. We got to do that movie. I fucking love that. That movie is just.
Fine.
And what they did is they integrated old movie clips in with new shots with Steve Martin, and it's seamlessly fucking awesome. It's great. He interacts with Bogart and Edward G. Robinson, all these great actors. Bosun. There you go. There's an able term.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie again. It was so good.
Oh, dude, yes, I saw
Classic.
it yesterday for the
Classic
first time,
movie.
and I had to. I watched it late in the night, and I had to refrain not to text to the team like a fanboy teenager. Oh my god, look at this! Oh my god, look at that! Oh, by the way, Gary, if you
Yeah.
please look at the video that I just uploaded, is just
I see
below
it.
the one that you played. It's for Anima. Maybe we could play it.
Oh, really?
Is it something that'll be copyright claimed?
Most probably.
I'll save it for after the show then. Well, because we're already going to have one claim for that fucking clip I just showed.
Yep. That's going to be
Well,
one.
it's for a German show in the 70s. So
Oh, it will.
YouTube doesn't care. They're going to claim us up.
Oh, somebody from
right.
Bolivia or some other South American country is going to claim it for some fucking reason. By the way, I did contest. I said, I'm tired of getting claimed on my own music. Stop doing this. I own all rights to this music, and I give myself permission to play my music. I haven't heard back from YouTube yet.
Huh. Robbie the Robot. So iconic.
Yeah, oh my God, when he asks Robbie to defend them and destroy the monster, it can't. And
yeah,
Because the
causes
monster
him
is him. Yeah.
even the robot knows.
even the robot knows.
I think that's
exactly.
when he realizes too. Because don't they tell him before and he doesn't believe it?
Yeah, he cannot accept that he.
Yeah,
That-
but when
that's
the moment the robot goes all weird like that, he's like, "Oh fuck, it's really me." That's the ultimate proof.
Damn it.
It almost could have been. It cannot be me. If it were me, the robot could. Oh fuck.
Yeah, right.
Anima, I just heard back from Julia because I sent her an email going, "Hey, I think you're gonna like my new signature on my emails." And she wrote back. You wrote, "Oh, bless you."
Yeah, she was always making fun of you and shitting on you for having that ridiculously long signature. So
Oh
she
my
must be
God.
relieved. You finally listened to her.
Yes, I'll take you off planet. We're going to go back to Earth, and we're going to make 5.6 babies. It's like, what?
5.6. Wait, what?
Yeah, one will be born without a head or legs.
There. The robot is bringing the doctor because the doctor applied the machine to
That's
him.
right. He tried to use the machine and
And
dies.
Robert did it. Well, he dies happy because apparently it was an amazing experience. It just unfortunately killed him.
Helen Place, what's up, man?
How was
This is his first movie, in fact.
Yeah, I've never seen him so young.
So there's a full-size mock-up. Roughly 3/4 of the starship was built for the film. It had a width of 170 feet. That's 51 meters for anima. The ship was surrounded by a huge painted cyclorama featuring the desert landscape of Altair, which is what I showed you, is still there at the studio. It's now flat, but it is still at the studio. I need to go back to the TGIF studio for that. There we go. That's the original backdrop for the movie.
Nice.
So the cyclorama featured the desert landscape of Altair 4. This is one set took up all of the available space at the Culver City studio there in the soundstage of MGM. Let's see. To increase the sense of depth, the opening image of the spaceship approaching the camera is actually composed of two shots. The first of the small model and the second of the larger model traveling on the same track. So it's just a quick cut going from the miniature and the larger size miniature, the gargantuan miniature.
The what?
I'm being verbally ironic. The gargantuan.
I'm sorry.
It's like saying giant shrimp. Jumbo. I'm sorry, jumbo shrimp. Jumbo.
Well, those fuckers are big, man.
The flying saucer that was used in the film still remains in the MGM prop department and subsequently was used in a number of productions by MGM over the years, including the episode of Twilight Zone To Serve Man, which also, by the way, Robbie the Robot was also used. The transport for Robbie was used on the Twilight Zone as well. There's some more of that Beetlejuice art in the background.
Yes.
And that Robbie suit surely must have been hot. To get
Now,
That's
in
what I
the
was
previous
thinking too.
scene,
That's probably why he got drunk on lunch.
yeah, they mentioned what's the name? Bellerophon earlier.
Bellerophon, yeah.
Yeah, Bellerophon, which is actually a character from Greek mythology who defeated and killed Chimera.
The Chimera.
He was the only one able to. Also, he got sent to what's his name, Emperor, with a message that he didn't know the contents of, and the message was to kill the messenger. But that didn't happen because he was fucking Bellerophon. So
That is a very practical joke if you have seen
that's
it.
Greek mythology for you. Dude, there's a lot of humor in Greek mythology, and there's I think German author. He's funny. He writes funny shit and fun books. And he actually went and did the whole like all the famous Greek mythology stories, but in a fun way. That's one of the best reads ever. Because he's not going from the facts. He's sticking to the story, but he tells it in a way that's just so funny.
So here's something interesting. Using the procedures from the book Cybernetics or Control the Communication in the Animal and Machine, published in 1948 by mathematician and electrical engineer Norbert Wiener. Louis Barron. Yeah, his name is Wiener. Louis Barron constructed, or Barone, however you want to say it, constructed his own electronic circuits that he used to generate all the scores, bleeps, blurps, and whirs, whines, throbs, hums, and screeching sounds. Most of these sounds were generated using an electronic circuit called a ring modulator. And that should be said like ring modulator. Anyway, most of these sounds were generated using an electronic circuit. After recording the basic sounds, the Barons further manipulated the sounds by adding other effects such as reverberation and delay, and reversing or even changing the speeds of certain sounds to add to these effects. So that's neat.
Yeah, what's not neat is that since they used so much electronic stuff to do the soundtrack, they didn't qualify as musicians. That's sad.
Yes, I guess the way we should say his name is Norbert Wiener. So there you go.
Norbert Wiener.
Norbert Wiener.
Is it
Wiener?
I don't get what.
Is it EI? Okay.
He whined. It's IE. It's Wiener. Anyway, the Green Sky paid homage to the 1933 novel When Worlds Collide by Philip Wiley and Edwin Ballmer. In it, the sky on the primary alien planet was green. A species of green algae were used to sunlight the separate water into hydrogen and oxygen, and stored the hydrogen in sacs, allowing it to float in the air in the book. So there you go. Turning the atmosphere green. So that was where that was inspired from.
I only know that now I have an earworm with the South Park son of Game of Thrones. The Wiener, Wiener, Wiener.
Oh my God!
Thank you.
Yes.
Wiener, Wiener.
Thank you,
Floppy
Martina.
Wieners, Floppy
Wiener, 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 Wiener.
So I've already mentioned him a couple of times. Robert Kinoshita is credited with the designing and building the robot. Was also the art director for the TV series Lost in Space back in '65. Many of the Lost in Space robots' features are similar to those of Robbie, the glass head with animated elements, rotating antenna ears, although the Lost robot's ears rarely moved after the pilot episode. Flashing lights for the mouth, chest panel were animated elements that were added to the machine. For that matter, much of the layout of the Forbidden Planet spaceship is mirrored by Lost in Space Jupiter 2 saucer section, as well as the integral landing gear. And then years later, he would have Robbie the robot appear on Lost in Space, and it was kind of cool having that reunion with War of the Robots and Condemned of Space, 2 episodes of Lost in Space. I love the melting here. This is one of my favorite effects.
Yeah. So good.
And my assumption is that that was a miniature, and they were actually in front of a rear screen projection just now. I'm a big fan of front screen and rear screen projection. You can make a joke out of it.
I'm surprised no one is jumping on this and make a backdoor joke out of the rear screen projector.
No,
not yet.
Telling him you are welcome to make jokes about it because it's
You're
funny.
begging for it and they're not doing it? Guys, you must be as tired as I am.
Never beg.
No, you want to.
You beg without
There
begging.
you go. D-Bud got the backdoor joke for that one. And of course, that's where Prospero dies. Give him his video. I paused it.
Bum, bum, bum.
Martin, you there?
I'm sorry,
He's
Gary.
probably
I'm afraid
looking
he
for a
can't
video.
answer.
Front door team and back door team.
You know Scandog's all about the back door, but quick question, when has splitting the party ever worked?
Yep. Think he's taking a potty break.
Maybe.
Draining the main vein, as we used to say back in the 80s.
I'm still learning new ways of saying that you need to pee from you. I'm just.
Oh, I thought, Mike, are you dead?
Not yet.
Oh, he's still alive, Martin.
I'm
Don't
working
panic.
on it.
So now he's the
Yeah.
helmsman.
I'll try to do my best Spanish accent.
And Leslie's like, you can join me in my cabin. We can start practicing making babies.
We can start the canoodling. As I tease your jumbly wumblies.
You don't have to press her head into your chest, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's.
He's actually.
Maybe she talks too much.
Yes, that's what it is. It's like, God, I wish you would just shut up. As I
Why do you
smother
kiss me
you
so
to death.
much? It gets you to shut up for a moment.
Exactly.
Why do I feel like that's something Gary would say to me?
Because I'm a dick, and it's
No lies detected.
Hello.
Oh, he's back. Thank God.
God damn, I don't know what happened to my setup.
I find that silent Martin is better at English.
Jesus Christ. Sometimes I really don't know why Martine hasn't quit yet. I'm glad.
She wants a reverse motorboat, is what she wants.
I don't even want to know.
Try to do that, you get some hair in your fucking mouth.
She'd be like Richard Nixon
Yes.
in that chest.
Here's some trivia for you. How Green Was My Valley was the last thing John Ford shot before World War II.
Oh.
Great film. He finished shooting and left.
What I was trying to say before going mute involuntarily is we never see what happens to Morbius. Is the it creature what kills him, or is something that he does to himself?
I think it's all related. So, D, all of the above.
Self-deletion by it.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. I'm looking for a good one. Yeah, we already know that one. Writers, I already talked about that one. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the writer and special effects artist Irving Block and Alan Adler originally conceived this film as a B picture and brought it to Allied Artists, formerly Monogram Pictures, a well-known B studio production company. But they turned it down. They then decided to try their luck at MGM, then still Hollywood's most prestigious studio, which had not produced a science fiction film since Mysterious Island, 1929. To their surprise, studio chief Dor Scary, his name is a CH, but it's still scary. Anyway, it's a scary name. Green lighted the project immediately, catapulting the film to a status as a major production. See, dreams can come true if you wish upon a star. Yeah, absolutely. Alien is another example of a B movie turned into an A film. Great example. The robot was one of the single most expensive props for the film, costing $125,000 in 1956.
Damn. Wow.
Robbie the Robot now resides, as I told you, it was purchased for over $4 million from Christie's. It resides in that private collection of film director William Malone.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Tom, this was not a B movie.
It started out as a B movie, but when they went to MGM, it became an A film. And that's what he's talking about. That's actually what he's talking about, Martin. He's saying that just like this movie, both films started as B movies and got upgraded to A status. And that's what I was talking about a minute ago. To his comment. The line, quote, "You shall not look on the Gorgon's face and live," end quote, was originally said, or so the story goes, by the goddess Athena to Perseus before she gave him the mirror shield, so that he needed not look on her directly. Hermes gave him a sickle to kill the Gorgon. So Morbius is already showing a little of his fatal pride right there.
So how much did the robot cost again?
$125,000.
Huh. In 1956. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
so
almost
today, you
double.
adjust for inflation, it
would be over 200. It would be over $250,000 to $300,000.
Well, I just looked on the inflation calculator, and you're looking at $1,450,661.
Oh, wow.
And 76 cents. Yeah.
That's hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to double check that.
On calculator.net. That's a big chunk of change.
Sure, Jeebus. Sure.
Yeah, it's approximately $11.61 with inflation.
Damn it.
That's detention for Mike. No phones in class.
It wasn't a phone, it was a clock.
Okay.
I swear.
My stepmom teaches in primary school, and one day she threw a Tamagotchi out of the window because it kept beeping and the kid wouldn't turn it off. So one time she got in trouble.
You killed my pet. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's $1,450,000.
Yep.
Million and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say $1.5 million.
That's fucking expensive.
It is.
Wow.
Worth every penny.
And then the actor gets drunk.
Yeah, they fucking replaced him, fired him and replaced him. We can find another midget anywhere.
Yeah.
They preferred to call dwarves. Not in 1956. Fuck you.
Yep.
Yeah, today, 3D printed. And I actually have a functioning Robbie robot in the box back there behind me.
Sweet.
Yes, you can 3D print it. But man,
just find another.
That transparent dome is not going to be cheap.
No, not really. No. But
So, all right. I am going to do our end of show thing here. So.
Woo!
Woo! Oh, the movie pooster. Movie pooster. Movie pooster. So,
Hey, I know that voice.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought it was a fart that was being squeezed out.
No, that's fucking Rocket Kitty. She was asleep until now, and I was
Oh.
like, okay, you're done. I want attention.
Rocket pussy. The fastest pussy you'll ever want.
Dude, back when I was living in Croatia and had my living room visible behind me, they could see her zoom through the room. That's when they named her Rocket Kitty. She's crazy.
No, Mike, no.
Oh, man.
All right. Go tell your story, Gary.
All
And
right,
now it's
so-
time for that part of the show, Would I Lie to You by Gary.
Yeah, I'm going to have to clip that. I once burned my groin with a pocket heater, and my girlfriend at the time thought I'd cheated on her.
Oh.
Why would he think you cheated when you burned yourself?
He thought it was a friction burn.
Oh, okay.
You
Thought it was
cheat
some
her
hard ass
with-
that he got.
You cheat her with whom? The Thing?
From another world.
No, I mean the Fantastic Four. You know, made of stone.
The Thing? Ah.
That sounds
And
painful.
does everybody understand what a pocket heater is?
No.
Yeah.
If I think it's the one that I
We used
think
to have them in
you're
the
talking
army.
about, then yes. Yeah.
We had them in
I
the
know
army,
them.
and they're throwaways. You would hit it, and you would put it inside of a sleeve and put it in like your coat pocket. And there you go.
I still got a few of those.
Yeah,
Handy.
How does
I had some.
how does that work? Benzene? Any kind of liquid
It's
fuel or what?
chemicals that are separated, and then you break the seal, and
It's like the light sticks, only
real
creates
quick,
warmth.
and then it it creates heat, and you got to put it inside the cloth sleeve because it will burn the fucking shit out of you, as I learned.
You stole my words.
It's getting hot in here.
So you did learn from that. Good.
Ah, but is it the truth or a lie?
That's what we need to find out.
Yeah, because nobody's asking questions yet right now.
I don't. Oh, Jesus.
She asked a question.
Yeah,
What's-
one.
How? Forget it.
You
I-
answered
I-
it. It's okay. It's okay.
I know you did. Yes, he even answered it.
Oh, good. Moving on.
Okay.
So was it the heat of the pad that made her think that you were worked up from a previous tete-a-tete?
What?
Tete-a-tete.
What?
Tete-a-tete. That means rendezvous.
I know what that means. It's like I don't understand the question. Like,
Was the heat from this, pad thing, right, made your ex think that, that you were just warm because, you were with another woman?
No, that was the
woke
answer
up-
to my question.
Well, yeah.
It
okay,
injured him, and she thought that was from sleeping with someone else.
it injured my groin area.
fine.
It turned my groin.
So
area.
she thought it was she thought it was friction burn.
Question by Reed.
She thought it was a friction burn, but
Yeah,
I
okay.
cheated on her.
You have a question by Reed, Gary.
There's a huge. in your pocket. See, there you go. That's the
Yeah.
direction you should be going with the questioning.
Yeah, I want to ask.
It's like, well, how did you get burned by it?
Well, because everybody thinks you're dumb enough to just put it in your pants, Gary.
Yeah, but
No.
how does it ends on
Just like
his groin?
you. Yeah.
I
because-
was sitting in a hunter's
Nook.
tree. Forgot the name of it now. The
Treehouse.
would sit in
A
tree.
blind. Yeah.
A blind. Thank you. Tree blind. And I had a sports jacket, not a coat on. It was like a really well done. What do you call it? Windbreaker that had thermal inside of it, but the pocket went down between my legs. The jacket, front of the jacket, went down between my legs, and I sat there for too long with it, and I got burned.
Dude, didn't you notice the heat?
You know what? When you're fucking cold up in a tree, the warmth feels good at first, and you're like, no, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And then after a bit, you're like, you know, wait a minute, that kind of hurts a little. And by that point, it was too late.
You sure it wasn't just small Gary being cold and you put it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot topic.
Yeah, it is.
That's this game. I have to tell you a story, and you have to decide: is it a true story or is it a you know, made up bullshit story?
Or
What were you doing on that tree?
Hunting. I hunted as a kid.
On your own? You were alone?
No, I was with my friends.
Did you tell them?
What? That I burned my groin?
Yeah.
I think I mentioned it later in the car. I'm like, God damn. And I complained.
Wait a minute. You're lying.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. So I didn't know how bad it was.
So was it hot enough to like burn the clothes through, leaving an opening?
It didn't blister. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like a full second-degree burn. It was like the first-degree burn.
Ah, okay. Like an Indian burn kind of thing.
How old were you?
16.
Okay.
Yeah, see, now you guys, you have to really think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know there's another question in there concerning the girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about how to phrase it. Yeah.
Just say it or ask it.
Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to think of the question first before I ask it. Because I know, like, on the edge of my mind, there's a question. So, you know, how, okay. So, how did the, at the time, girlfriend, how was it? Oh, God. What visuals were involved to make your girlfriend think that you cheated on her?
You mean, like, how did
what
she
did she
see it?
see? Yeah.
She saw it.
Okay.
I lost my virginity at 13.
No, I know. But I mean, what led up to you showing, revealing, you know,
it's the sort of thing that happens between boys and girls when they kiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fluids get started, and next thing you know, naughty things happen.
Yeah.
Has nobody ever talked to you about how sex works?
No. It's like, how did it come about that, like, you know, she's looking and you're like, you cheated on me because you got like some sort of chemical burn on your block and tackle.
It's not a chemical burn. It was a heat burn.
Use your imagination.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. How did that conversation lead up to that? Like, oh my God, I just see that you have some sort of heat burn going on your block and tackle right now, Jaggetti. How did that happen? Were you cheating on me?
Look, man. Some things you can tell somebody the truth and they're not going to believe you.
Well,
Yep.
that's true.
Sometimes the truth is quite unbelievable.
And it just seemed to her, because girls liked me, that I was lying. And that's why our relationship didn't last long. One of the reasons. So, have you guys made a decision? Martin? Mike?
Yeah, but I think you're lying.
Okay, you think I'm lying. Mike?
I'm gonna call shenanigans on this.
Okay, so both you think I'm lying. Anima?
I think this might be true.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to end the poll. They are at 86% true, 14% lie. I'm ending the poll now. There we go. And because you guys know that I've had some fucked up shit happen to me in my life.
Yeah.
Just fucking weird and funny. Okay. And this is just one of the many that never happened.
God, there we go.
I won.
There we go.
I thought up that one the other night with Anima, and she was unaware that I was making it up when I wrote it.
You didn't tell me much. I knew you were writing stories. You didn't tell me much about them. I just
She's
knew
like,
you were working
sometimes you have to lie. You're going to have to tell a fake story.
Well, yeah, they were almost all of them were true so far.
Yeah.
No.
It's a lot of them. I would say
that's the
90% of the stories I told are true.
Yeah. The Moonrock one was false, I remember.
Partially false.
Yeah.
I think we only had 2 false ones so far.
Which was really how that one was easy to do, because I mixed it with a real incident. And I find it easier to form the fib around the true story. And it worked. I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to get better at it. But I fooled some of you, because 86% of you thought it was true.
I'm sorry, Alan.
Oh, man.
Oh. You'll get better at this too, Hayden, please.
And one of the ways I made it more believable is I made it again about my groin. It's like you guys already know there's so fucked up stories about me.
Nobody mentioned cats now,
happened to me.
please.
Yeah.
True.
Kitty bag. So that's it. That's it. I think we're done. I'm done. We had a good audience today. We're up to 31. Look at that. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Next week, I might actually bring something in for this part, where I start to talk shit about something or somebody. So I enjoy that one.
Gary talks crap.
Yep.
Just please tell us that is not an actual recording, the sound at the end.
No, it's a sound effect.
Good.
We would be
I found
so
on
lucky.
YouTube, and I liked.
So you don't know the real origin. It may be.
It may have been real poop. I know that in the movie, the White Castle movie, where the 2 characters had to go to White Castle, the toilet sounds are real.
Ooh, nice.
They actually went in there and recorded people pooping.
Oh my!
The poop scene in there is real sound effects.
For that authentic, real sound that everybody wants.
I don't know why it was so important, man. What is that movie called? It's something in Kumar. Harold and Kumar.
Harold and Kumar. Yeah.
Yeah. Go watch that movie again. That whole poop thing was for real. It's in the special features they talk about it. I like that at the end of Super Troopers, that the guy that played Farva in that actually threw up for the movie, vomited.
From drinking the maple syrup, yeah.
No, that wasn't the maple syrup. He just stuck his finger down his throat and on cue threw up.
Yeah, that's when they are at the party and he assaults the drink.
God, I love that movie. God, I fucking love that. And I enjoy the second film. I hope we get a third film because I like the way they did that. They broke records with that by doing crowdfunding. They were funded within 1 hour.
Wow.
That's what I heard. Yes.
1 hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 hour. I was there. I
phenomenal.
Put money into that. I'm like, oh my God. And it was announced fully funded, but keep funding because all of that will go into the film. And I'm like, hell yeah.
I just liked part of that movie, especially the shenanigans skit.
Oh,
That was the best.
That was fun, but most of it was just.
Yeah, I like what the guy shows up, shows the gun to the chief and say, "Oh."
Looking to see if we have that in the videos here. Because I'll play that every once in a while.
I think it's in the main studio.
I'm in the main studio, not seeing it.
And then it's I don't know. It should be.
Looking, I'm not seeing it.
Hmm.
I love that.
Oh, shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. So I haven't heard back from them yet, by the way. So I did send them that letter, Martin. It's premiered.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see but that's what they say, that one should address that situation with them. Van Wilder.
I like that film, but I haven't seen that in years. I forgot. Damn plot was.
I would go.
We're laughing at it.
I would go with the Golgothan part in Dogma.
Which one?
The Golgothan shit demon.
I don't think I remember that one.
Oh.
What movie?
Dogma.
Oh, Dogma. Oh, Dogma. Yeah.
By the way, Kevin Smith is so much in fear for his career that he announced that he's going to do the second part.
But Rickman's dead.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that chick will ever come back to acting.
Well, supposedly or allegedly, the two angels they are signing for Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, that they are on board with the project.
That doesn't entice me to want to come back and watch it. Plus, Kevin Smith's a fucking dick. I can't stand that cocksucker anymore. Whiny little bitch. Fuck him.
Yeah, Reed, but I mean, after all his latest failure, I think he's desperate to get a win or to get something.
You know what? You know, loving J.J. Abrams didn't make your career, Kevin. Becoming a J.J. acolyte didn't help your career. Fuck you.
Oh, imagine my shock.
The thing with Netflix was the worst of them.
The new Star Wars footage that made me cry. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Anyway.
This is his capital sin. That shit.
And you know what he did? He wasn't even directly involved with that. He was the guy put there. The guy that was in charge of the project is the one who did it. But Kevin Smith was used as a token, stand up front, take the bullets for us guy.
Yeah.
And so
ended up being a patsy.
Yeah, he's just I lost all respect for that dude. None whatsoever. So, but that's it, guys. We're gonna get out of here. So I want to thank Joe's Atmosphere for being here, Tom Baker, Read by Nature, Larry, Penny, Country Shape Media, Jeebus, Adega Outlaw, Andy Morrow, National Trails, FKC 2005, aka Tim, D. Bud Martin, the Peter Venkman fan site, also known as Venkman's Girl, Tree Rock Creations, Low Spec Linux Gaming, and the Comic Relief Crusader is also on the show. And that's it. That's everybody. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. We will see you again tomorrow because we're going to be doing Flash Gordon, that classic 1980 film.
Not Flash
What
Gordon.
the fuck was that?
That was
Are you
not
okay,
me.
Martin? Did you just have a stroke?
He wants Flash Gordon.
He tried to sing like Queen and failed.
And you know what? Flash Gordon is actually, I know what that was, honey.
Yeah.
What I loved is
That was
that
bad.
Greg Gine, I'm trying to say his name 3 times now. Greg Gine did the miniatures for Flash Gordon from Star Wars and all that shit.
Nice.
So but that's it,
Gina.
guys. Flash Garden. All right. We're out of here, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Hope everybody has a good Friday. Don't forget we have other shows later. Is John doing a show?
Yes.
All right. John will have his show
8 p.m.
tonight.
Central Standard.
And if you're not watching that one, remember Loki has his live stream on Fridays. I may or may not be there. It depends on how tired I am. And of course, our dear friend Doomcock has his show tonight, Friday Night Frolics. So everybody go watch and like, and also like and share this video while we're thinking about it. And hey, if you have ideas for films that you want us to cover, in the chat's not the place to do it. Leave a comment because I check all the comments. Okay? So leave a comment of something if you want us to cover a film on Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. That's the place to do it.
Monday too, by the way.
Well, it's mostly military stuff, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
still.
but we're taking suggestions for that one as well.
Yeah. If it's a good military film, Tim knows that. Andy knows that. If it's a good film that I want to cover, we will do it. So everybody have a good Friday. Be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.
Bye.
Everybody. Yeah, see you.
Yeah.
Bye.
This episode was brought to you by Rosetta Stone. And that's how Martin is learning English.